So and also this contact we don't need to add it to any other table because it's a standalone entity. Contact, maybe somebody want to as contact the customer care. The person might be registered, the person might not be registered. So all what the person will just do just to supply the name, the email address, the phone number and the message. So what we will do at the back end is that we send the phone number and the message with the email address to the site admin as an email, that okay, there is an inquiry, this is what the person asked for. And since we have the person's email address, we have the person's phone number, we can actually reach out to the person later. So there's no need of us connecting it with user, there's no need of connecting it with all this. That is why it's a standalone table. Do you understand now?
Alright, I was not like actually questioning why they were not connected. Also, I just wanted to like understand how the app should work, like a demo,
Okay,
demo of the app. Yeah, thank you.
did you see the Figma file?
No, I've not seen that.
It means we did not. We sent the Figma file to everybody. The
Wow.
Figma is even on the documents. So I think that's the reason why you didn't understand the.
Sorry, I would
Were you
check
not
that out.
in the second meeting? You were not in the second meeting, right?
I think I joined. I think I joined after I think the second class. Was it the second class I joined?
Because we designed this in the meeting, and during the meeting we worked together with the Figma design. It was the Figma design that we used to design this.
Oh, that means I was not there. I've not joined the ninjas then. I have not.
Okay. So that means you didn't also watch the video, but no problem. Yeah. We are recording the meeting. It's on record. So good evening, everyone. You are welcome to today's meeting. I'm so sorry that I came late. I'm so sorry. All my mind was that we normally meet by 8:30, so I was just fixed at 8:30. It was when when I just came to the group that somebody now pointed my attention to that. I'm so sorry. You're welcome, Abubakar, Adeyemi, Eileen. Eileen, this should be your first time in this meeting, am I right? Awokweju, Daniel, Gideon, Abib, John, Kairat. You're welcome to the meeting this evening. So please, just before we go right into our meeting, what we want to do, what we have to do today is API specification. As backend engineers, once we get a project, the first thing we do is to have a sense of what the project looks like. That is what we get from the UI design, UI UX design. The UI UX design will give us the user interface and also the user experience and the story behind what is going to happen, what the app will look like. So we will just picture, okay, this is how the app will look like live. So by the time we do that and we discuss with the client, okay, this is what you need, this is what we need. So taking the UI design like this, we design the database schema just like we did in our second class, in our second meeting. We designed, that was how we came up with this. So we designed how the data will be represented. So we looked at this page one by one. If you check out the video, you will agree with me that we looked at these pages one by one to see where backend will come in all these pages, and we ensure that we create a representation of the data in the database. So it was when we came here that we saw coffee and snacks. We represented coffee and snacks as menu category, and these are the items under coffee, and if you click snacks, the items under snacks will show. So the items, these are the menu items, and once the user makes order, add to cart, it will be added to cart this way. So, and the subscribe to the newsletter that is here. A user, a guest, a visitor can subscribe to the newsletter just to stay informed about necessary updates and offers. So we created a table that will hold the email address of the user. We don't need to know more about the identity of the user, of the person that dropped the email. The only thing we need there is the email address. So with this, we'll be able to send whatever email that we want to send to the user. So we came to this place. Okay, all these ones are represented. All right, so contact. Once the user comes here and put in the email, we can actually do it from the front end and say, okay, let's send the email directly to the user. But there are some times that we need to have a copy. We need to have a copy of user inquiry. It's very, very good. Okay, what has the user been asking about, and it's also a point of accountability too. Maybe you are the admin, you are the user, maybe you are the CEO of this particular company, and people responsible to cater for the contact, maybe they are the representative of customer support or something. And as the CEO or as the owner, you can actually go through the inquiry that has been made and see if the necessary feedback was provided to them by the customer care. So that's the reason why we need to have it in the database. And this is the cart. We said that we're not going to handle this part. That's why we didn't put it into consideration. We're going to use third-party APIs to integrate the payment. We have third-party APIs like Stripe. If you are expecting our customers from international markets, that means you are not restricting to Naira alone. We are talking about Kenya, US. So Stripe takes that into consideration. But if you are dealing with local payment system, for we in Nigeria, we look at working with Paystack, working with Flutterwave, and working with other payment integration system. So we're also going to do the integration at the back end. So we're going to work on everything. So it's actually cool. So I think there's a table that we are here to make. We are here to make order table, because by the time a user puts a lot of things in the cart and makes the order, we need to actually store what the customer has made. Because if you go to a website now and you buy something, and you want to see the history of what you bought, am I right? Am I right? Is anybody there? Can somebody answer me?
Yes, you are right.
All right, thank you. So that is basically just a recap of what we went through when we were designing the database. So I don't know, before we go into the API specification, do we have any question? Do you have any question?
Yes, I do. I think I do.
Okay, question, right? Okay, go ahead.
It's not very deep. Okay, I see from your presentation, I see you use SQL and Figma. Are these free products? Can anybody use them if they are building their own project? Or do I have to make a special subscription?
Sorry, what do you say? I didn't hear you very well.
The Figma that you use Figma for templating the website.
Yes.
And another thing, draw SQL.
Yes.
I want to know if they are free for people to use. Like if I'm working on my own project, can I easily use them, or does it need payment? Just asking.
No, they are free. So you don't have SQL account? You don't have Draw SQL account?
No, I used Draw.io during my portfolio project.
Okay. Draw.io. With draw.io will give you. Can you draw schema with draw.io?
Sure. We found a way to do that.
Okay.
But it was very, very tasky.
Okay, was it like this? Was it like draw SQL? Was it like this? Was the representation like this?
Yeah, but not looking so beautiful, although.
What? Where? We have some other. Yeah, we have some other apps that will give you representation of the schema. So this is just one of the. That is why, I use this very well. That is why I recommended it. That every one of us should have an account. So I believe that by now every one of us has an account in this place so that we can actually work on it. So please, if you don't have an account, do well to have an account. I even said I was going to give a task that we should pick up a design and work on the database schema. I'm still going to give the task. So all right. So if you are here to do your minimal API assessment. Can you just use style to raise up your hand? Use style to raise up your hand. Oh, okay. Wait, the style I'm saying, raise it up, don't put it down, just raise it up there. Okay, 1 2 1. So we all done with the. Okay. Carlin, which framework did you use? Carlin, is Carlin there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Yeah, all right. So
No, I'm just joining now, so I have no idea about any of the tasks. I'm going to watch the videos and then do the work because I'm just joining.
Okay, when did you join?
Just now.
Oh, it's okay. I hope you not be confused about our class today.
No, I have a little understanding of the topics, but I'm going to watch the videos after this class, so I think I'll be okay.
Okay, it's okay. All right. Thank you. Augustine,
Thank you.
which framework did you use?
I used the Flask.
Okay, you are done, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Abubakar, what about you?
I also used Flask.
Okay, are you done?
I've completed. Yes.
Okay, Moses.
Yes, I'm here.
Which framework did you use?
I used Flask.
Okay, you are done, right?
Yes. I think I'm number 15 or so.
Okay. Doreen. I know Doreen is done with us. So John Ezekiel, what about you? Which framework did you use?
I used Flask.
Okay, you are done, right?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Kairat, I can see your name already. What about Steve, what about you? Steve, what about you? Oh, Steve is not with us. Shinon, so what about you? Okay. All right. So let's quickly launch into what we want to do. Just like I said, if you take up a project like this, after doing the database representation, the architecture, you need to design how the API will look like. It will not be cool, although fine, you don't really need to do this before you start your work, but it's going to save you a lot of time doing this before you start your work. Now we are going to divide our this thing into, we're going to have authentication, and our applications, custom applications. So under the authentication, what are we having under authentication? In a website, what do we have? When we talk about authentication, what are the things that revolves around authentication? Okay. I'll call names now. What do you say?
Is that supposed to be a question?
Yes, that's a question. When we talk about authentication, what revolves around authentication? Looking at this website.
Okay, authentication simply means ensuring that the particular client.
Yes. I know. All right. Let me go on. In authentication, we'll talk about register. We have login or sign in. It's the same thing. Depends on what you want to use. What again? I need. What again? Can somebody also tell me another thing?
Maybe reset token or something.
Reset password.
Okay.
Ninjas. Oh yeah. Kairat, tell me.
How about for the payment? You need to.
No, we've not gone to payment too. We are still in. We've not gone to payment. Payment is another application.
Oh, okay.
Alright, we'll talk about change password and logout. These are the basic things that we consider in authentication. So in making API specification, there's something we call open API. Please go and read on it. It's like a standard how the endpoints need to be written. If you work with API before now, I'm sure you start working with API now, you see that the API follows some kind of standard. So we're going to use the standard in our project. In making registering endpoints, we're going to have something like API/v1/auth/register. Do we understand? This is the route, this is the URL that we're going to use, instead of the about that you used during your project. Do you understand what I'm talking about? After this particular URL, you put /about, right? And some people use /data, some people use /API, some people use ordinary /, some people do not use /. So what we are going to do is /API/v1, that means version 1 /authentication/register. So who can give me the one for signing?
It should be, if I follow the same pattern, it should be /API/v1/auth, maybe /signing.
You're right. Alright, so it will follow the same pattern if you want to do this one too. API/v1/auth/reset password. Now I want to show you something here.
Sorry, shouldn't they end with /?
Yeah, they can end with backslash. But make sure that it is what you used. They can end with backslash, and they might not even necessarily end in backslash. Do you understand now? Do you understand?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So now look at this particular this is authentication, this is the project. I use this API/v1/auth as the prefix. Now we have register, we have confirm OTP, we have resend OTP. These are endpoints, endpoint URL. We have login, we have logout, on and on and on. So these are what we'll be working with. So change password will now be what? Doreen. Doreen, is Doreen there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Are you following us?
Yes, I'm following.
Okay, Kairat. What about logout?
So the logout, you just follow. Oh, you're asking someone else.
Yeah, Kairat.
API/view
Okay.
/auth/logout/
Okay. All right, good. Now we have authentication ready. That's good. So we can start coding this route now. Now let's go to our custom applications. Authentication is also part of custom applications, but we just separated it because it's authentication. Now we're going to go to our schema. Our custom application will be gotten from our schema. Now this authentication, assume that this authentication revolves around user. So this user model will be used in authentication. So now we are going to go work about, let's work with menu category. Now we are going to design menu category. So in this menu category, we have create new menu category. So what would the endpoint URL look like? Moses.
Yeah, I'm here.
What would the endpoint URL look like?
For creating a menu category,
Yes.
I think it should be the web address /menu.
Okay. Oh yeah. Continue.
The web address /menu.
You did not follow us.
I followed you now, but do you want it to include the authentication URL? I thought it's just menu.
It will have API now.
API slash
/v1/auto/menu.
Menu. Yeah.
Then slash.
This menu, because we have menu
Okay, so I
category.
not included the auto.
No, that one is for authentication.
Okay.
That one is for authentication. So we have menu category. This menu category, you can just leave it like this.
Why include the category? Can't it just be ordinary menu?
Because you are still going to work with menu item. So what will you now use for menu item?
Okay then.
Yeah.
That's a good consideration.
Yeah. So that's why we need to specify it. Let me show you something. But which work is this? Donation. Yeah, donation. Oh, okay. Okay, I will have shown. Okay, let me show this one about AS. Sorry. I wanted to show you something, but I think something is wrong with that one. So we have it like this. There are rules guiding this. Please, that's why I say we should read on Open API. Very, very important, please. Now let's go on. Let's go back to our Figma design. Although this creation of coffee, is it for every user? Is there any user that can create coffee, that can create menu category?
Yeah, I think the last time we talked about it, I think we said anybody should be able to create it, but when it comes to placing order, you can redirect them to the page where they will either log in or create an account, kind of.
No, I'm saying that, for example, now this is the new website. We want to create coffee. This coffee name. Can anybody create this coffee name? Can any user create this coffee name?
No. Any user, no. it won't be really.
So
You
who
know,
can
they
create
have to
it?
choose from what is available, except they want to maybe put flavor on and co.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that it's only admin that can create this.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so we put admin required. Are we following?
Yes,
Are we
we
all
are.
following?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's only
Yes.
admin that can create a new menu category. A user, a random user that just signs up on the website cannot create a new menu category. Do we understand? Now we can update um okay, I think there's something. Okay, which http request is this register? Which http request will it be? Which verb?
That should be good. That should
Post? No, it's
post. Yeah,
post.
it should be post. Sorry.
I mean, like who does not understand why it is post? We all understand why it is post, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's a post request. Sign in. What about sign in?
Post.
Post.
Ah, side.
Yeah. Who is Augustine? You are thinking about it. Are you thinking about
I'm
it?
thinking about it too.
Okay. Okay. What do you think it should be?
Samuel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Goodness.
Yeah. Back to front is post. Back to front is post. Just like you said the last time.
What do you say?
Okay, so I wanted to say, like, can you in your own words explain why post?
Okay.
Like, I sign up, why it has to be post?
Okay. It's post because we are, we are using like this register now. This register is going to take parameters like it depends on. Let me check this design.
I got you.
Okay, there's no register. Okay, it's not in this particular design, but we know that all registration will take maybe the full name. Okay, first name and last name. Email, password. So these parameters are going to be sent. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear you.
Alright. So these parameters are going to be sent. You remember when you were making your data, when you were making your this API endpoint. Remember when you wanted to submit, you made a post request and you make a JSON input, right? Yeah. So number one, it requires creating a new user. When you are creating a new resource, we call all this resource. When you are creating a new resource, it is post request, because we are sending these these parameters. We are sending them to the to this endpoint. Do you understand now? And also, post request also allows larger amount of data to be sent.
Samuel.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I wanted to ask something else because
Yeah,
the user
go on.
resource already exists, so it's not like a new resource that we are like sending. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Okay.
The signing is my problem. The post in front of the is my problem.
No.
Going by the group rules, yeah. The register works, but the signing, I think it's a get request because you're getting, I'm not really sure the sign.
Yeah, I understand. You feel like it should be a get request, but it should be a post because whatever it is, you post it, then the backend will verify your information, then bring you the page you want to see. It's actually confusing. But at the end of the day, you're actually posting to the backend for verification. Do you understand? To get, you have to maybe like let's assume that you're trying to sort
go by
the stuff.
when
When you're trying to sort,
you don't need any extra
extra
data to get.
So-
To post, you always need input data to get to post. Do you understand now? You always need input. So since it is taking in the username and the password as input, that is a post request. For get request, you don't need anything. You just need to probably hide maybe the way you are designing your URL. Just have to add maybe your ID or something to the. Let's say maybe you want to retrieve now. You can just hide your ID. That's a get request also. You can just add your ID to the end of the host name. Or if it is just list, that's a kind of get request also. You don't need anything. You don't need any kind of information. You just need your URL. Do you understand now? So anytime you are using any input data, maybe your name, your username, your password, whatever, you understand now? Or even if it's just one input, even if it's just one input that you are using, maybe you are trying to like should I say let's say maybe like you are trying to maybe add something to a course. You understand what I'm saying now? So and you just put only one entry.
because once you post that stuff, it will get your account. So it's very much like if your whatever information you put in for post is correct, then you will get another information back. So let's just say post then get. Let's just put it that way. It's actually
All right,
confusing, but
all
that's
right,
it.
all right. You guys are very.
Please,
You guys are
Samuel.
valid. Yeah.
Samuel.
Yes.
Okay, I want to just add a little bit to that get and post request. Now, whatever you can do with post request, you can also do it with get request. One of the major advantage of post request is the level of security that it has over get request. If you can send data with your post request and also with your get request. Now the major difference is this: when you send out with your post request, with your get request, it adds it to the URL, and so you expose the URL to other users, and that is a security risk which you don't want to take.
I think I think I want to just want to take that one. Yeah.
So you submit it through post request, and then it submits the post request will indicate to the server that okay, a post request is coming, and so it's going to read the data in the body of the request. Therefore, get request, you will not want to read from the data. You actually read only the URL. So one of the major differences is the security measures that is included, and then the get request does not stop body, but the post request submits the body of the request. I think that clears it. Thank you.
Chino, so recently I've actually worked with querying, and I've used body instead of like adding a particular parameter on the get request URL endpoint, whatever you call that. So instead I send a body with a get request, and it's actually very achievable. Like it's possible. I know this because I've done it. So seeing that now you can also send body with get and also with post, still using the begging question. So like especially when it comes to signing, when we are not really creating a new resource for the post. Of course, I'm not doubting there might be some level of security, and this is me honestly asking. I mean, I don't know.
Hey, the something is that okay, all right. Let me just add one or two. Shinoso has also mentioned a lot of this for security reasons. When you're making a get request and you're adding parameters in the URL, it's been exposed. But when it is passed through inside the body, it's not as exposed as when it is done in the URL. And most times we call something CSRF token. Post request and delete request. Anything that you want to do on post request and delete request actually it facilitates the inclusion of CSRF token. It's like cross-site request forgery. So it still boils down to the security nature. Another thing is that post requests can take large sum of data. For example, now if you are creating a resource that will take the first name, the last name, the email address, the date of birth, the the email, everything, maybe like 10 data or 15 data, it will be too cumbersome to attach it in the URL, too cumbersome. But it's very easy to do that with post request. So for security reasons and for other reasons, post request is better for register. Also for the security nature, post request is better for signing. For changing of password, this one can be a post request is also needed, because it involves the user putting the new password. Changing password the same thing. And this logout can be any of it, because we are not creating a resource, we are not making anything, so it can be either post or get request. Do you understand now? So let's forge ahead because of our time. So creating a new resource, this one is the post request. When you are creating a new resource, just put it in mind that when you are creating a new resource, creating a new data is always post request. When you are updating the data, is put or patch. And when you are deleting the data, you can use delete. So when you are retrieving data, you can use get request or whatever manipulation that you want to do at the back end. So now we also retrieve get all menu category. Get all menu category, this one is get request. This get all menu category, this is what is going to be served here. Get all menu category, that is what is going to give what the front end will serve here. This is this endpoint that will work here. So when we work on this and we get all menu category, it will what is the endpoint URL? Use API v1 menu category. You can also use it like this, menu category, although it cannot interfere, because we specify only get request for this, we specify only post request for this. So you can actually combine these two under the same function, but it's actually not ideal. It's cool for you to separate them. So admin required. I think everything under updates, everything under this menu category will be performed only by the admin. So also we still have get one menu category. So getting one menu category is a get request. So it will now be, so who can tell me how do we access one menu category?
Probably with the ID of the menu you want to.
Yeah, with the
take.
ID. Yeah, with the ID, with menu category ID. So we get it. Then update menu category. You update a particular menu category with the ID like this, and you can delete menu category. By the ID too. So these are the things. So under creating menu category, what are we using to create menu category? Let's look at our schema. We have the name and the description. Name and description. So alright, so for now let's move over to menu item. Create new menu item. So who can tell me the endpoint URL? John Ezekiel.
/menu item API slash v1 slash menu item
Okay. Slash.
yeah. That's fine. We don't need anything else.
Okay. So what are the attributes? Attributes. Yeah. We have the name, price, image. Name, price, image, menu, category. I think what I normally do is that, goodness, can we also do it like this way? That we should add menu category here.
Okay.
If you add menu category here, so we might not need to pass menu category in the parameter again. You know that it will be. What do you say?
That's the way of doing it. But usually I do it this way, like how it is currently. That's how I keep mine.
Okay.
But that's also fine.
Okay. So menu category ID. So this one we take into consideration. But all these ones is front end. Front end will do plenty work here. We make sure that the menu category of this particular there will be a drop down. There will be like a drop down. We choose the menu category and we will pass the ID of the menu category, pass it down to pass it as a body inside creating menu item. I hope I'm not speaking Spanish. Get all menu item. Get request. Get a single menu item. Okay, so what can we also do here? It's as if I'm the only one in this class.
No, you are just the driver. Someone just follow you like that.
No, I'm not the driver. We are all the drivers here. We are all ninjas. Carlin, I want to hear from you.
What do you want me to say?
What is the next thing?
Recreating the getting. Probably to update.
Okay. Update, then we then to delete.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but we have 12 minutes left.
Yeah, we have 20 minutes left. We're almost invariably done. And but there is let's look at this design. If you look at this design, we notice that here you brought out all the menu items in a particular menu category. So we can have an endpoint to get all menu items in a menu category. So it will be like API v1 who can give me menu items, menu category ID, Did you get this? Let's transfer this to
Yes.
this. We're going to transfer this to this place. So we want to get all the menu items in a menu category. So we used to get, that means inside this endpoint we'll just say that we'll query the database, get select, if you want to use raw SQL query, select star from menu that we are querying the menu item where menu category is so. I don't know, maybe do you understand what we did here?
Yes. So it all comes down to the structure.
Yes.
So it's going to be embedded
What do you say?
inside of the other one. So it all comes down to the API structure itself. So it has to be embedded, like it's nested, right?
No, I didn't get you. What did you say?
So like implementing that now comes down to like the structure of the API. So it has to be nested.
Yeah.
That very route has to be nested.
The what?
That very route has to be nested.
Yes. Nested in where?
Like what I'm saying now. Can you just take your screen back to where you were before? Okay. That get all menu items in the menu category. So the data structure, the way it will be now, you have like the data structure be depending on how you want to implement it. So like you have it nested in itself. So like when you use a particular key to get this ID, to get this inside of this, and you know what I'm trying to say.
No, you don't need all those wahala. You only need this. With whatever if you use flags, if you use ORM, you just say the resource dot query dot filter by where category ID where menu category ID is, and it's going to give you. That's all. You don't need to get this first and get this first. If I'm able to get something related, I will have let's say I should for example now this here I'm not sure I have. Okay, I think something related here to get the campaigns of a particular of a particular campaign category. So you just query, because the campaign category menu category ID is already on the database. So you just search that. If you use raw SQL, select all from this table where menu category is this particular menu category, where menu category is coffee, where menu category is snacks, it will select it, just the menu item. Do you understand? So that and that we are going to work on also other resources. So I will give this out. We are all going to finish it on our own because the time will not permit us. I believe we'll have a few glimpse of what it takes now. We've created the authentication endpoints. So we have all these 1, 2, 3, 4 and on endpoint I want to make. So the next thing for us to do now, after finishing all this, to get the logic we are going to use to get the menu item, create the menu item, get the menu item, and they are very, very simple logics. So by the time we get that, we are done with the project. That's all. So that's basically all. Getting resources for this, going by the characteristics of REST API. So do we have any question or addition?
Nope. There's no question from this end. I think we are good.
All right. So we can actually, okay, Ebube.
Yes, I have something to say. According to the specification that you just outlined, we use post to register, sign in, and reset. So where does patch and put come in? Because when we had our foundations training, post was for creating a new resource. Then delete is for deleting a resource. Maybe to delete a user.
Do you know what?
Why?
Do you know what put is about? Put and patch.
I think I have an idea. Post is for creating a new resource, while patch is to maybe modify a particular attribute.
No, maybe. It's not maybe. It's not maybe. Please go through our videos and our resources. We did this in the first class. Put and patch is to update the data that is already in the database. So the difference between put and patch is that put, you wish to update all the data. For example, now if you use put on this user profile, that means you want to update all the data. You use put on this, you want to update all the data. But patch, maybe you only want to update the name, you don't want to touch the description. You only want to update the name, you use patch. Although if you use put for it, it will still work. If you use patch for it, it will still work. But the ideal thing is that use put to update all the parameters at the same time. Use patch to update just one of the parameter. So you know that the logic that you are going to use for put and patch will be different. Will be different because if you use the logic of put for patch rather, you are going to get error if somebody is trying to patch, because in put you are expecting all the attributes, while in patch you are just saying that any attribute that the person want to change, you give the allowance. Any attribute, if the user want to change the name, fine. If you want to change the price, fine. If you want to change the image, fine. Do you understand now? So that is what it's about. So it comes in when you want to make updates, and we are going to make a lot of updates, because this menu item, we want to change the menu, we want to change these parameters. This email verify will be initially by default to be false. If the user verifies the mail, we change it to true. So we use patch. If the user is active, normally by default is true. Maybe according to the logic we want to use, we change it to patch. Maybe we want to change the description, we change it to patch. The other all these ones, we change it to patch. Maybe we want to say, okay, as the user page, we change it to patch. So that is where patch will come in place.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Do we have any other?
Yeah, I do have a question actually. Can we patch the primary key of a resource?
Primary key?
Yes.
No, because we didn't even really create the primary key. Is being created automatically, so there's no point changing the primary key. Or why should we want to change the primary key?
I mean, there could be any reason. I'm just asking to know.
Why? There shouldn't, because the ID is what we use to distinctively, the ID is the normal thing that will be in the database. Why do we want to change it? Change it for what? If we want to delete the resource from the database, we delete it, and if we want to create another one, we create another one.
Okay, so let's say for example,
less than 60 seconds.
Oh yeah, we have 60 seconds for my question. So let's say for example, we have 5 objects or resources database, and then we delete one of them. So now the last object will still have the ID 5. If we are using zip-dig int or like that,
I will create another link now. So let's just join. I will create another meeting now.
Okay, alright then. So, I was saying that say you have 5 resources, on the database. And I'm assuming that the primary key we are using is big int auto incrementing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm deleting object 3 and object maybe 4. Now I still have object 5. So maybe I want to like change object 5 to now be object 4. Remember, I have deleted object 4 and object 3, so I now have 1, 2, 5. So I can now change from the object 5 to like object 3 or object 4. Like maybe that could be a scenario. I'm just trying to come up with a scenario, but there's really no legal scenario. I'm saying, can it be done? Like I'm asking, can it be done?
Okay. Well, I'm asking again. Why do you want to do that?
Hello, can I answer, please?
Yeah, you can go on.
Actually, once you delete the stuff, it is auto. You know that it is auto incrementing. So once you delete it, just like when you are using Excel or all those spreadsheets, you know that once you delete a row, a complete row, the stuff will automatically readjust, and the number will be realigned. That's how it works.
Paper-based, it doesn't adjust.
And you sure?
Hello, guys, can I?
And you should also note that unlike the other attributes in the database, the primary key is linked to other tables. So if there is any change, it's going to disrupt the other tables. For example, now assume this user has the primary key of 1, and this 1 is represented here, and this menu item is represented here, and this menu category is represented here. I will now change this 1 from 1 to 2. It's going to disconnect the connection here, and it's going to throw error that this user ID is not connected to any table. Or I don't know the magic that we now want to use it to assign this former user ID to another user. So I just feel we should just consider the alternatives. Can I just delete the database entirely? And using ID, ordinary ID is even like in all my projects, I don't even use ID. I use UUID because I read somewhere that UUID is more security, is safer compared to ID. Or that one is just related to user anyway. Because menu category now, if you use ordinary ID, a bad guy might just try to access the route, just use ID, just use a random ID, maybe use 1, and 1 will pick up one menu category. But if you use UID, even if you miss a one letter, 1 digit in the UUID, it's going to throw error. So a UUID is like this. Sorry. Sorry. I just want to pick up how a UUID looks like. Where did I? Okay. I think it's just a long string. You understand now? So I believe you are cool with that.
Or do other things. Like you don't want to like be sitting on your desk because you are a database administrator. Now I think the thing we are missing here is my question is not a question of should we do it or is it advisable to do it. My question is, can we do it? And
sorry, goodness. This is going too long. I checked that GPT now. It said yes, you can update or edit the primary key in my healthcare, but it is important to know that the primary keys are typically used to uniquely identify records in a table, and changing them will be done with caution. Do you understand? Just like everybody has been saying since, whatever make you have a primary key and it is used for ID is actually very much like you giving me a BVN. like as a Nigerian, then after giving me a BVN, probably I'm not using the BVN again. Then you issue it to someone else. Then consider all the apps I've opened, all my PanPay, OPay, and Co. Do you understand? Many things could go wrong with having a primary key, like issuing it. Do you understand?
Thank you
So you
very
can
much.
actually edit it. You can edit it, but what they are just trying to persuade you not to encourage is because of it's actually this ID that people used to place. Even if you check your GitHub, even if you check your, maybe you are the type of person that use Behance, you understand, all those ID they usually attach it to stuff that maybe if to just identify you specifically. You understand? So you can edit it, but it's not advisable that you do. Let's just get over this.
Thank you. I really appreciate you for answering my question. That I can edit it. That was all I needed to hear. Thank you again.
Mr. Goodness, don't go and edit in production.
Goodness, I have a question. Just a moment. Goodness, that time when we were talking about, you were telling me that you can create your own primary keys. Yes, there's a way as a database, when your database, first you're creating a database, there's a way of creating your own primary IDs. We are not talking about user UUID. Just go and read about database creation. Just go and take some tutorial. You'll see there's a way you can create your own primary key, not UUID. We're not talking about UUID.
No, Doreen, I totally get you. I mentioned that there is a thing UUID, and it might not be what we're talking about. You can as well create your own primary keys manually, and I said it is even more non-advisable than editing the primary keys. I believe that's exactly what I said. So yeah, totally. You can decide to like grab a deck, sit down, and start. For each user, you create an ID for them. That's totally fine.
The question for me, hi goodness. I think you've summed it up nicely, but the question for me, I don't know if I missed it, is there any particular use case, like why you'd, like, can you just, maybe like, just for curiosity purposes, how would you do that in like a practical, everyday sense?
Okay. So the reason I asked is not for a practical purpose, it's because I'm a very curious being and I am here to learn. So since we are all ninjas, we all have different perspectives to things. I believe it's Ebube when he was talking that different other tables have used this ID already, and when they are deleted, sometimes you don't do models of cascade, which is like automatically deleting all relations to a particular table if that table is deleted. So if that is not done, you will have conflict editing this other ID to an old ID. That really made sense to me. Like I learned so much from all the conversations back and forth. So maybe I wasted some people's time. It's kind of fulfilled.
It was a very helpful conversation, and I think the word is like data integrity, so that you just make sure that you're not messing up the database in a way. But yeah, I also learned a lot from the conversation, and yeah, I think it was very helpful.
All right, thank you.
All right, it's okay. All right. So I think we'll be drawing the curtain for our meeting tonight. So, but I want us to please, attending meeting is not the only thing. We need to make personal research, especially something that maybe perhaps you are just trying to gain ground on. So because of that, please, this database schema, I want us to pick, just look for a design, get a design. If you don't know where you can get, you can just come to Figma, get a design, draw, just represent the data on the database schema, and you just submit. So once you are done, do the API specification, then we'll move. So does anybody have anything to that? That's our next task. Database schema and the API specification. Any question? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Is there any question? Any question? Most of us, we are done with the minimal API tasks that we have at hand. So, but what we want to do now, I think we have a lot of people in the group that we don't even know their stance. So, we are going to create another group and move people to the new group based on people that have finished their tasks. So anybody that have finished even the first task will be moved to the new group, so that we'll know those people that are left to see how we can help.
You change his style, or Mr. Samuel. Change his style, or...
Wait. Okay. It's like, okay. yeah. It's very necessary.
That's
so that
okay.
so that we know
That.
we know people that are left behind.
Because people need to be serious.
Yeah, exactly. So we not just assume that everybody is along is following along. We have 165 plus people in the group, and in our meetings it's only 20. I believe that some people don't really have time and they watch the video later, but we have just few people that have submitted, and we need to ask, okay, what is wrong, and any way we need to help them. Mr. Eric.
This is my slight interjection to that. Can you hear me?
Okay.
I understand like why you want that, and it also helps focus, right? For example, someone like me, I'm not particularly a back-end person. I'm front-end heavy. But as a developer, you cannot really say I'm a front-end person, I'm a back-end person. It helps to have like knowledge of both ends, right? So I think originally my idea of joining the group was kind of like to shadow what is going on and really be involved. So even though I'm in the meetings and all, especially as we advance, for the simple API request, that might be okay. But this method kind of like filters a lot of people. So what I would suggest is maybe if it's not too much stress, there can be a second group that maybe is now maybe like a development group, because for example you want to build out like more intense projects. I think maybe that might be my own personal input from my own end.
Okay. I understand the fact that we have senior devs. Yeah, I understand that we have senior devs in the house. Like goodness and code too. So, but no problem. What I'm actually saying that there are some people that are in the group, and it's not as if maybe they're not being maybe you're in the group, nobody knows you. For example, now if I don't see Doreen in this class now, I will shout in the group, where is Doreen? If I don't see Ebube, where is Ebube? But it's not everybody that we know. And just to make sure that, and there are some people that they're actually trying, or maybe they encounter one issue or the other, so that we can actually know what is the issue. Do you understand now? So no problem. We're not going to sideline anybody, and we're not going to remove anybody from any group. We are just going to make sure that we know people that are true. I will know people that has issues. I will know people that we can help. We're all here to help ourselves and to make sure that we proceed forward. So thank you so much for that input. So do we have any question?
I would like to speak,
okay.
Please.
Oh yeah, go on.
I would like to speak, please. When we joined this group, everyone accepted that they are going to put in the work. We agreed that we are going to put in the work. We'll be going through the documents. Even if you are not going to attend the session, the live sessions, people agree that they are going to find time to go through the videos, the recording. That's why we're recording, so that someone can go through the recording. It is sad that some of us are sacrificing our time. Like now, here it is in Kenya. It is 5 minutes past midnight. I still have assignments that I need to do. Assignment deadline is tomorrow. Another assignment I have. it's a big task. I'm sacrificing my time to attend this lesson also, and also to do the tasks that are in this group also. So that as we are attending the sessions and they are doing the tasks that we are better than the others, we are sacrificing. It's about sacrificing, like even at ALX also, you are supposed to put in the work. If you are lagging behind, you can always defer, and if you are not performing well, they drop you. So this is the same thing here. We are all adults. We don't have children here.
Yeah.
So people should just be serious. If you want to move forward, you just agreed you want to move forward. But if you need some time and you're all adults, you need to ask for help in the group. Like me yesterday, I was stuck. I said there were some things I was not understanding, but I was asking questions. You are allowed to ask questions. If you are stuck anywhere, people are there to help you. We are not all perfect.
Yeah.
If you're lagging behind, you ask for help. But there's some people who are not asking for help. They're just quiet. They're not going through the documents, and they're there. And then you want us to just move with them in that pace. I'm also sacrificing also. I have a lot of things to do. I have an assignment. I'm not going to sleep tonight. It's past midnight here and I'm going to sleep at... Yesterday I slept at 3 a.m. because I have an assignment I need to submit tomorrow. Also today after this meeting, it is now past midnight. It's 5 minutes past midnight here. And I still have to do the assignment. So everyone is just sacrificing. So people need to get serious. We are all adults.
Yeah, thank you. Dory for president. All right, thank you for the motivation. Don't worry. We are going to pass on the motivation to everybody in the group. Yeah, I agree with what you are saying, so that people that are putting in the work will not feel dragged down and by people that are putting in the work. No problem. We'll put that into consideration. As we are moving, we'll move. Those people that are not moving, we will have a special case for them. We have special arrangement for them to also move along. So thank you very much. We've come to the end of our meeting tonight, so that people like Dorian, it's already past midnight in Kenya, but yeah, we are just past 10 p.m. So all right, thank you so much. We really appreciate Abubakar, Kalin, Martin. I'm not sure I heard from you today. Alul, Moses, Shinonso, Dorian, Ebube, Goodness, Idem, Joshua, Kairat, and Eric. Really appreciate you all for your time today. Thank you and God bless you. Please, the database schema and also the API specification, just pick a design. If you need a design, I can look for design, but also look for design, pick a design, and work on database schema and also the API specification. So thank you and God bless you. So have a great night.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.